Now, GAA Palestine says it plans to appeal a decision by immigration officials to deny visa applications for a group of its players planning a summer tour here.
A team of 33 children from the war-torn region were due to travel here but have been denied entry. We're joined now by Claire Liddy, the international spokesperson for GAA Palestine. Good morning, Claire. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Can you share a little bit about what GAA Palestine is and what it does for those at home who maybe haven't heard of it before?
So GAA Palestine was initially set up January 12 months ago by Stephen Redmond and Dennis Grace. And it was basically, obviously, we've all seen what's happening on our own phones for the last 2 years. And for anyone who might know the history, this has been going on for decades. And I guess it was just to foster the friendships that are already there. I mean, we have a huge shared history with Palestine, you know, from back in the 20s when the Black and Tans would have tortured the Irish and then would have went on to Palestine. You know, to hell or to Connacht, the Irish Catholics were pushed down into Connacht. They were either starved to death or stay in Connacht, you know, which is what is happening to Palestinians at the moment. So there's huge solidarity there. And I guess this was set up initially because GAA is not just about sport, it's about community. You know, it's about friendships, building bonds, fostering those relationships, a unity and solidarity. And I would have went out, it was a year ago this month, and because I'm obviously from Clare, I would have brought the hurls, and it just went from there, it just exploded. And to be honest, the last 24 hours have been a bit of a whirlwind, and I've never seen anything like the support that we've got, and it just goes to show that the people of Ireland are 100% behind this. And when Simon Harris in the Dáil yesterday said that he speaks for the people of Ireland, you do not, and you can see that clearly online. And he mentioned child protection. I have been seeing Palestinian children and families being massacred and brutalised in Palestine, not just for the last 2 years, but for decades. And he talks about child protection, the trauma now that those children are going to have to endure because of this, not alone the disappointment of not being able to come, but also they thought Ireland was their beacon. This is their little bit of hope, that there is people out there who stand in solidarity with us, and they are not just disappointed and devastated, they're totally confused. And we satisfied all of the requirements in terms of child protection, because the GAA would not have sanctioned this tour otherwise. So all of our Palestinian adults would have done safeguarding courses. We had vetting certs, 2 different types of vetting certs for each adult travelling. And we also did the safeguarding. The GAA Palestine volunteers in Ireland did the safeguarding. And every host family is either vetted or is undergoing the vetting process. So somewhere someone is not being honest. So this is where we are.
Okay. Like you said, you followed all the protocols, and the first of the applications for these visas went in March of this year. So time is running out, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and so we're just asking for common sense to prevail here. Like I mentioned there, about the children having to, you know, they have to jump through hoops, and we've all seen what's happening, whether you want to close your eyes and not look at it. But I will bear witness to what's been happening. And in the morning, and I have seen, you know, and I'll say this every day, and this isn't just from Gaza, from the West Bank, I have videos and pictures and messages from our members in the West Bank since January of the absolute most horrendous war crimes being perpetrated on them. But in the morning, you could have a group of Israeli settlers jump on a flight and come into Ireland, and they don't even have to apply for a visa. And these are the real terrorists. These people they're even actually turning on the IOF as we speak. Like I saw a video last week where they're calling them Hamas. I mean, but they can come to Ireland freely. We satisfied all of the requirements initially that we were told. We have all of the paperwork to back it up. And last night we were up on Zooms again, going through everything with a fine comb, going through all of the correspondence, and we have everything. So in terms of, we have satisfied everything. We are willing to work with the department if someone could reach out to us in terms of, we are willing to work over the next few days, whether we have to stay up 24 hours a day. I mean, I'm going on about 2 hours sleep a night, since this happened. And even in terms of the last few months, our volunteers this was a massive undertaking, and we knew this. But why we did this for now is because when we were there in January, there might not be a West Bank in a few months with the way things are going, because no government has stopped Israel from what they're doing. And this is not just Gaza, this is the whole of Palestine. So we're asking the government, please work with us. We have all of the documentation, we have all the child protection. And as far as we know, that they were in contact with the GAA. The GAA obviously is an international organisation, and they would have not sanctioned this tour had they any fears in terms of child protection. And like, if it's a FAILA type model, and if the criteria with the GAA is very strict, and of course it is, because you have safeguarding of children. So if they could please reach out to us, we are willing to work with them 24/7 for the next few days to make sure this tour can happen. And it's just a very, to me, it's a simple thing. Pick up the phone and reach out to us. We have been trying to make contact with them for weeks. So we're very at a loss as to why they're coming out saying this stuff in the media.
Yeah, and as we said there, the decision, it needs to be overturned by today, Friday, for you to make your trip to Ireland next Wednesday. As you said yourself, Claire, there has been so much support. So please, God, that continues, and we do see a change today. Thank you so much for joining us. All right?
Thanks, Claire.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us.